It's time to talk politics, and joining me now are National MP Jami-lee and Labour MP Chris Hipkins. Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning, Petra.
Chris, can I start with you? All this work that's being done to extend paid parental leave, could it be for nothing if the government uses its veto powers, which it says it will, on the bill?
Oh, look, I think it would be terrible if the government used its powers on the bill. Clearly there's a majority in Parliament that support it, and I think New Zealand families support it. They want paid parental leave. It's an investment in our future. It's a great thing to do.
It will hurt businesses, though.
No, it won't hurt businesses. Yes, there'll be a cost to it, but in the long term, it's going to be better for the country.
Is it just a good idea, a feel-good idea, and a terrible time to present a bill like this?
No, absolutely not. Investing in kids is great for our future. Parents, for example, the World Health Organisation recommend that mums breastfeed for 6 months. 6 months of paid parental leave would make that possible. The investment in the future, we had the youth court judge come out and say the other day that we need to invest more in very young people. Early childhood education in those early critical years, very, very important.
OK, Jami-lee, what is the government's position? Is it completely opposed? Could it consider extending the paid parental leave?
Well, it's not a question of whether paid parental leave is good or not. We absolutely accept paid parental leave is important. And in fact, my own wife is on paid parental leave right now. And so we know that it's important. However, it's a question of economics at the moment. We're in very tough financial times. It's difficult for New Zealand at the moment. And we're saying that with doubling the paid parental leave, it pretty much doubles the cost as well. And is this the right time to be doing that? On Labour's own numbers, it's looking like it would be about $450 million. And the government is trying to get back to surplus. We're trying to reduce borrowing.
There seem to be a lot of numbers floating around. The woman we spoke to, the spokesperson for Babies for 26, said it would cost $145 million extra. So we're already paying approximately $170 million. You can't count the whole amount as the amount it would cost because the government has already committed half of the amount.
Well, hold on. On Labour's own numbers, they're saying it would cost about $150 million a year when it gets to the full amount. And the government budget's on 4 years at a time. And so initially, it'll cost about $450 million a year. That's Labour's own figures. And we're saying we're in a difficult financial time. There's a lot of work that needs to be done to get the books back in order. And is this the time that we should be doing it? Perhaps if times were better and we weren't having to borrow to do this, yes, we'd look at it more. Nonsense. But this isn't quite the right time. And in fact, 26
Agreed, it is a difficult time,
Jami-lee.
Would your wife like a little bit more time paid parental leave?
Oh, look, I'm sure everyone would like as much time as they could possibly have, but the government can't do everything all at once.
Exactly right.
And look, we're at about where the OECD average is at the moment, slightly below. 26 weeks, though, is far and above what the OECD average is. And strong countries like Germany are actually starting to look at reducing their paid parental leave.
OK, Jami-lee, so would the government consider extending for 4 weeks to make us in line with most of the OECD countries at approximately 19 weeks paid?
It's not something we're looking at the moment. We do think we do have a reasonably good paid parental leave system. And in fact, we've made some changes ourselves. We're paying $67 a week extra over and above what was being paid when we came into government. And the tax cuts that we had last year would have had an impact too and assisted those on paid parental leave by increasing the after-tax amount that they get in their pockets too. So we are making some inroads in this area.
Chris, the economy is trying to get fired up at the moment. How would a policy like this benefit New Zealand economically?
Oh, it would benefit New Zealand greatly in the longer term and in the shorter term. I think, all New Zealanders know that giving kids the best start in life has got to be good for the country's future. This is a question of priorities. The government can find money to give away shares in the SOEs. Why can't it find money to make sure kids get a really good start in life? They don't even know how much their share giveaway is going to cost, and they think that's a good idea. And yet they're penny pinching around giving kids a good start in life. It's just crazy.
At the end of the day, Petra, this is just more money from Labour that they don't know how to pay for.
How much is the SOE share giveaway going to cost?
The Labour
Give us a dollar figure.
How
much is the share SOE giveaway going to cost?
The Labour Party
Give us a dollar figure. Any figure?
Promised $15 billion of extra spending. And
so how much is the share giveaway going to cost?
They were going to
how much is the share giveaway going to cost?
The share loyalty scheme will actually end up paying for itself when we have increased demand.
But how much is it going to cost?
From people.
How much is it going to cost?
All the details haven't been worked out.
Oh, right. Okay. So paid parental leave is too expensive, but giving away shares in the SOEs is okay.
Chris, let's look at the facts here. SOE incentive schemes have been used very successfully in the past.
How much is it going to cost?
Especially in Britain, and there was a good study which showed a lot of SOE sales which have worked in this way. And in fact, when you have a loyalty scheme, it increases demand, and the increased demand actually leads to the government getting pretty much the same amount of money. When Queensland did it very recently, it showed it worked very well.
New Zealanders don't want these shares to be sold in the first place. Now the government are going to say that hard-working Kiwis who can't afford to buy the shares are going to have to subsidise the people who can afford to buy the shares in the form of giveaway shares. It's just crazy.
Gentlemen, we will leave you to have that
irresponsible.
conversation together. It has been a pleasure having you on the program this morning, Chris Hipkins and Jami-lee Ross.
Thanks, Petra.
Thanks, Petra.